Hi, hello, thank you for watching. Well, today I would like to reveal the another fact of Japanese society. These topics could be a little bit difficult, so if you like, please let me know so that I can continue these topics. So let me give you some question. If you are going to make a decision, what you're gonna base on? Any unit is fine. Company decision, group decision, soccer team decision, family team decision, anything is fine. What are you gonna based on? Which could be your discussion. This could be a majority, which could be, well, anything is okay. But you could explain why that decision had made, right? But actually, in Japanese society, some of us could not explain rationally why you could make that decision, and which is happened so many times in any areas of Japan. Well, in a friend, in a family, even in a company, even in an offshore committee, sometimes we Japanese could not explain anything rationally, and that is because we do have a certain rule, I believe, that which is not exist in any other country than Japan, and which is what we call the air. So let me give you some examples. The example number one: why did you decide to kiss him last night? そういう空気だったからもう断れなかったっていうか Well, because of that air, I could not reject him. The episode number two. Is that Japanese headquarters? Yes. I do have a question. Why did you guys start the machine? Even you guys know that Japanese demand is declining so significantly recently? Well, we knew that, but we have made so much effort on constructing that machine as well as the plant. So all employees know how it a fabulous machine, and we have to, follow the air of our team, so we do not have any room to discuss whether we start or not. So that's why we have just started. Could you understand what you're saying? I could not understand at all. This is happen, really happen, and many of you guys may surprise to know what is the air, what is that, what that background. Well, in the internet, I googled about the air, and we Japanese always say, read the air. 空気を読みなさい。空気を読みなさい。I often heard these words. If someone could not read the air, they must be called as KY なやつ、空気の読めないやつ, someone who could not read the air. So what is the reading the air? I found some translation on the internet, and it could be that read between the lines, understand the situation, or to be sensitive to the situation. So basically it means that notice something before you are told, kind of. But actually I tried to translate in another way. It could be behave or act to follow the mutual consensus which has been constructed for a long time between a team or group by verbal or non-verbal communication. So this means that this, mutual consensus is not written in anywhere, and nobody have ever declared in anywhere. This mutual consensus has been constructed for a long time and holding by the certain team. So if you want to know that, you have to be the team for a long time since that team has established. So if you come new to that team, you have never ever know that mutual consensus, let's say the non-written rule in Japanese society. So it is quite difficult to follow that team, quite difficult to communicate with the group of Japanese society, and that could be also the reason why we Japanese why you could not understand what Japanese are saying. Japanese do have some, background that we holding together, and based on this background, we do in the discussion. So this is a really strange or sounds awkward situation to you guys, but this is really happened. So I tried to figure out why this very unique communication has been existing for a long time in Japanese society, and it seemed it working, so that is exist in Japan. And I read several books which is referred to the air, and I found a certain reason. It's back to a really old era. In 17th century, Japanese societies, I'm sorry, I have to read the memo. In the 17th century, the Japanese population was 12 million. In the 100 years later, in the 18th century, the Japanese population going to be more than the double, 31 million people. And it was so huge, increasing. So Japanese society has decided to do, at the same era, the European countries start to mechanize that all the agriculture in industry, so that you can make rice or the wheat efficiency. But in Japanese society, we reduce the number of the cow, number of the horse. We try to use the so many workforce. So we create the terraced rice field, which is utilizing the Japanese very unique land character of inclining land. So we create the field of like a step, which is called terraced rice field, which is Hanada in Japanese. And in that terraced rice field, we always forced to collaborate each other. If you try to betray or play a double game within a team, you will be so ignored. If the water comes from the upward field, it goes down and down and down. So you have to plant at the same time, and you have to harvest at the same time. Imagine you're in charge of the middle of terrace field, and you are now planting. You can't be too fast or too late to plant, because if you're too late, then the upward people's rice will be die, and you can't use too much water for the downward people, and you can also never stop the water by any accident for downward people. So you should always be so sensitive to the upwards and downwards, and we always should be so collaborative. And otherwise, it means it's not your desk, it's a team desk or team end. So we Japanese historically try to follow the team, follow the mutual consensus of the team, and that is the only way to survive. And that kind of the long history make Japanese be, kind of the team, and kind of, understand each other even we do not say anything. We have to be collaborate to survive, and that could be a background, and I could not find any other reason in these books. But if you do have some reason which you do know, please let me know. And this could be a mechanism of our Japanese, a unique system background. But don't only claim or don't only discourage of this Japanese character. Well, this reading air character, every Japanese are so good at reading air. Every Japanese can guess really well what you are thinking, and this helped the Japanese society live so nicely. If you go ryokan, you will have hot tea after you arrive there soon, and if you eat in a dinner, you will have hot towels if your finger get dirty. And if you just back to your room after taking a bath, you will find a so comfy futon there. So every services what you have gotten in Japan or what you are going to have in Japan are based on this really fascinating hospitality, and this hospitality is based on, I think, the reading air power. So do not only, claim this character, please also respect this character as well. And in the end, I would love to say thank you for giving me a chance or opportunity to talk about this very value theme. I do have so many memo about this, so I pick up some of it. So if you want to know more deeply, or if you want to focus me on more on certain parts, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys could understand. Thank you for watching. See you, bye.